Dave Crane, how are you? I feel like I've missed you for ages. I've not been broadcasting for about 6 months, and I came back for the first time yesterday. And I know you saw the show, didn't you? You didn't see it, did you? You should have seen it. You didn't see it at all. You're not bothered. Well, if you missed it, let me tell you exactly how you can find it because it's all waiting there for you, and you can see it when you go to my YouTube channel, which is this one. If you go along and have a look at this, then you can see very easily at Dave. The details are here in the actual text of this broadcast. But if you go to my channel, which is Dave Crane, and then everything you could possibly want under Dave Crane Dubai actually will be there. And as you have a look at it, you can see all the different many videos I've done, all the bits and pieces that are all very exciting, and some of the videos that have had hundreds of thousands of people watching because, would you like to know what Oprah Winfrey does to make herself being super successful? And Rugby Sevens, and when I won Blind Date and lots of stuff. Yes, the Blind Date. You don't know what that is. Well, it's very funny. Watch the 2 videos on that. Plus loads of other things for you. Just go along and press subscribe, and instantly you'll get access to all this stuff for free, which will be very useful for you, and then it will change your life. So, have you got your cup of tea ready? Are you ready to play? If so, then let's begin. Cheers. Did you hear that? I actually smacked my teeth with my cup, which is really uncool. This is my Avengers cup. Can you see that? The Avengers, Black Panther makes me sad. Iron Man and Hulk, and in fact, what's really funny and not so funny for you unless you're a really big Marvel fan is, can you see just here that one there? That's Ant-Man. Ant-Man, because he's tiny, so you can't normally see him at all. Yeah, I know. I'm slightly superhero obsessed. You might have guessed that if you've seen me before, but it doesn't matter for a very good reason. Because what I do is I train people to be superheroes. You're probably thinking, right, Dave, we're intrigued by seeing who you are and what you do. And some of you, welcome back, by the way. And I'd love to know your thoughts and your comments. Please keep them coming, and I will answer every question that you have throughout the show. We do go out live, but we also have the whole thing circulating throughout the rest of the day anyway. So please make sure that you make your comments and at least say hi. Tell me where you are. Is that where you are? Wow, that's amazing. I'm in Dubai, as you can probably see behind me, and it's always glamorous and always gorgeous and always a great place to be. And we've got Expo 2020 coming up, and GITEX, and lots of other stuff, which is very cool. And I'm traveling around, speaking around the world, which is cool as well. So let's get back to what I can help you with, which is really cool, which is a couple of sites. If you're not connected to me, by the way, when we go to LinkedIn, I tend to live on LinkedIn more than any other social media platform. I know it can be boring sometimes. It can be like Facebook in a suit. But the thing is, all the people you want to connect to are always on LinkedIn. So it's always worth connecting there. So make sure you go and find my profile, Dave Crane Dubai. And it's all the details of who I am, what I do, and all the people I've connected to. Look, there's an article there all about how to train a team for the Olympics and lots of other stuff there. Make sure you're connected to me and you get to see all these shows. The thing I mentioned yesterday, and you might have missed it as well, is my Flipboard channel. Now, Flipboard is my favorite app, bar none. It's a social media platform, but not really. But it is, but it's not. I'll tell you why. Because what Flipboard does is it allows you to be able to create the magazines that you want to have. Do you remember days when you used to get magazines or newspapers, and you'd go through and you'd read it all, but most of the stuff in it was rubbish, apart from just a section that you liked. It might be the cartoons, or it might be the financial section, or it might be the arts section, depending what the thing you're reading. Or maybe it's just what's on TV. It doesn't matter. But the point is, with Flipboard, you can make your very own video. So you can make your very own magazine of all the things that you want to have. So you can have videos on there. You can have all different subjects. This is my particular one. In fact, if we go to Dave Crane here, which is my channel, you can see all the different things that I've pre-prepared here. Every time I go, I have different things that are offered to me because I chose the elements I'm really excited about. So I want to know about personal development. I want to know about well-being. I want to know about the news and politics a little bit. I want to know about how to run a company and how to do social media and so on, and celebrity and all the things to do with influence and all these different elements. These are all here, and I compile them into Dave Crane, which is my own personal file here. And all the time I share some of the best bits. You might remember yesterday I was talking about how to deal with empathy and how to stay relevant. So I've got a couple of things to share with you on this now. So if you're super interested, grab your coffee and we'll go and do that next. returning to it here, and I'll go mini me again up in the corner so you can see it properly as I'm sharing with you about the 5 trends in education that continue in 2021. Of course, after coronavirus, everything had changed because before education, you had to be there. And if you weren't there, you were frowned upon and nobody took it seriously. Oh, I've studied at Yale. Oh, you studied at Yale, have you? Yeah, it was online. So you've never been to Yale? No, I've only been to the shops and back. Well, it's not quite the same thing. But now we've got a real change in the wind. And so I want to share with you the things that people are saying. So if you're in education, you want to take some notes of this, you might want to share it with other people and also share your comments and thoughts as I go along. First of all, technology and technological trends in teaching and learning will continue. We're going to have more and more apps, more and more different systems available. So if you are thinking about setting up an online course or you're looking at staying in education longer, then the amount of people that are going to be doing this are just growing exponentially. I think we're going to see a real change as well in the way that some people embrace online learning and say, this is great, I want to learn all about this, this is fantastic, I'll pay a fortune to be at university. And some people turn around and say, I'll just do a course on it. It costs me buttons to go and do a course. I can learn all the stuff I want. I'm not bothered about the qualification. I just want to be able to say I'm skilled enough to be able to get a job at the end of it. And that's still balancing up at this moment in time, but it's fascinating to see how it goes. Number two, this is soft skills training. That's something that's going to get into higher education, and it should have done a long time ago, all about empathy and understanding people and connecting with them and being able to interpret and sell and persuade and influence. They're all the soft skills that you really need to have, as well as being able to motivate people at the same time. Student trends, students are going to have less interest in watching things and being there for a long time. So you're going to really have to step up your game if you want to be an educator. That's for your average student. Plus, also, they've got options. You've got to think about the world that they're in. Gaming wins over classrooms. So maybe if you can get the two to integrate, you've got a better chance of retaining them. Okay, facilitating learning rather than teaching. The days of just saying, look at me, I'm great, I'll show you how to do stuff, they've kind of evaporated, and they're going to evaporate even more in the coming 6 to 12 months. Is people will want things to be moving along. We'll want a classroom where there's other people joining in, and your job is not so much to say, I know knowledge, let me tell you what I know. It's going to be about, let me be there as a guide as you learn stuff along your journey and your adventure. And the final thing here, which I've loved anyway, lifelong learning. This is something which will be brilliant for anybody in education or anybody who's a life coach wondering, where's all my clients gone? I used to see them face to face in coffee shops, and now we're not going out quite so much. Well, there's even more here as people want to have personal development and they want to sign up to work with you for a much longer period of time. If you've got your branding right, if you're out there and you're sharing stuff that people find fascinating, in which case I want to do more business with you as you go. So that's kind of cool as well. This one I'm going to share with you as the final part of the Flipboard for today. And this is how many hours you should be working. And this is something, especially if you're a boss and you're going, a virtual whip, you should be turning up and staying online, and I've got software hidden in your laptop or online to check when you're actually pressing buttons and when you're watching Netflix. I know everything you do, but sometimes there's a misconception that more is more and sometimes less is more. There's a magic number of how long you should be online, and you'd be surprised how long it is, and it's there. I'll move my head, I'll go small mini me, and you can see there. It's 38 hours you should be online. 38 hours, the ideal hours that you should be working online, offline, doesn't matter. Now, a lot of people talk about doing a 70-hour work week, which is, yeah, I work extra hard, I'm really good at it, and I really care. A lot of people have read the stuff by Tim Ferriss about the 4-hour work week, about optimizing what you do and automating. There's a lot to be said for that as well. I use a ton of automation, and it's driven by my wife Aziza, who's brilliant at doing all that kind of stuff. But if you really want to make it work effectively, 38 hours is what you should be doing. Why is that? Well, very simply because after 50 hours, you become a bit flat. Your productivity goes down. And actually 55 hours means that you've probably stopped working at all. You're just treading water and just keeping afloat and looking like you're doing something, but you're really not doing much at all. So what does 38 hours mean? Well, 38 hours means that you're really only doing about 6 hours a day, something like that, 6 to 8 hours a day, which is doable. And also it means that you've got more time with your friends, with your family, with your focus, and also to have extracurricular activities like going to the gym or walking or meditating and so on. So It might seem like a bit of a, oh yeah, I'm not really sure about that kind of idea right now, but think about it for the long term benefit of you and your job, especially if you're getting into the gig economy, or if you're a leader and you're thinking, why are my staff resigning and not coming back? You really need to consider about the amount of time that these guys are spending in the office and the amount of time you're expecting stuff. If you don't do this, then they say actually, and I'll show you this so you can see it's not me making it up. It says here that the World Health Organization found that working an average of 55 hours or more each week increases your risk of a stroke by 35% and your risk of dying from heart disease by 7% compared to the average of 35 to 40-hour work weeks. So let that be there and put that in your pipe and smoke it. But of course, you shouldn't be smoking pipes or anything else because that's bad for your health as well. Just in case you didn't know. So that's it. I keep the show short and sweet. I like to give you as much information as I possibly can. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. Make sure you follow me on LinkedIn and any other social media platform where you're connected with this. If you're interested in more, and check out all the stuff you can do with my Speak on Stage program, which is waiting for you as we speak. I think speaking, I've talked about it for a very long time, is the most effective way that you can create a relationship with your audience, whether it's online or offline or in person. You really have to become really effective at the way that you do this. And so I've got an online training course for you, which fits in with everything that we talked about, and also the ability to be able to do what I do, which includes making TV shows like this on a regular basis. Think about how that grows your brand, your personal brand, your business brand, connects you, and creates that like and trust with all the people that could be working with you. And I'll give you a proper rundown of all the different elements involved in this course in a future date. So with that, I'd like to say have an amazing day. It's been great spending quality time with you. I love you in a funny way, but in a good way. Cheers. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.